What's up, guys? I'm Quote Guy, and you are watching Top Quotes by Top Guns. Happy 62nd birthday, Brad Pitt. Pitt is a Sagittarius and turned 62 on 18 DC. Let's take a quick look at his legendary career and impact. First, here are 10 things we must know about Pitt. 1. Breakout role that made him a sex symbol. Pitt skyrocketed to fame with his charismatic cowboy hitchhiker role in Thelma and Louise, 1991, a brief but iconic appearance that launched him as a major heartthrob. 2. Twice, named People's Sexiest Man Alive. He received the title in 1995 and again in 2000, one of the few actors to earn it twice. 3. Oscar-winning actor and producer Pitt won his first Academy Award as a producer for 12 Years a Slave, 2013 Best Picture, and his second for Best Supporting Actor as stuntman Cliff Booth in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, 2019. 4. Founder of Plan B Entertainment. His production company has produced acclaimed films including The Departed, Moneyball, 12 Years a Slave, and Moonlight, proving his strong instincts behind the scenes.
5. Iconic high-profile relationships. He was married to Jennifer Aniston from 2000 to 2005, and to Angelina Jolie from 2014 to 2019. With Jolie, he shares 6 children, 3 biological, 3 adopted. The Brangelina years were a global media phenomenon. 6. Recent blockbuster success with F1. In 2025, Pitt starred in the Formula One racing film F1, which became his highest-grossing live-action movie ever, approaching $600 million worldwide and marking a major win for Apple Original Films. 7. In a happy relationship. Since late 2022, he's been dating jewelry executive Inez de Ramon, age 33. The couple lives together, keeps a low profile, and is described by sources as deeply committed and happier than ever. 8. Humble beginnings and odd jobs. Born in Missouri, Pitt studied journalism in college but dropped out weeks before graduation to pursue acting. In LA, he took quirky jobs like chauffeuring strippers and dressing as a giant chicken for El Pollo Loco. 9. Dedicated philanthropist. He co-founded the Jolie Pitt Foundation and has supported numerous causes, including Make It Right, building sustainable homes in New Orleans after Hurricane Katrina, global AIDS relief, and environmental efforts. 10. Thriving at 62.
After years of personal growth, including sobriety since 2016, Pitt is reportedly in a great place mentally and professionally. He's lined up future projects and continues to evolve as one of Hollywood's most respected and enduring stars in the recent decades. Pitt has an impressive filmography blending box office hits, critical darlings, and cultural touchstones. This list ranks his most popular films based on a combination of worldwide box office earnings, IMDb user ratings, Rotten Tomatoes scores, and lasting cultural impact. Here are 10 of Brad Pitt's most popular movies.
1. F1 2025. Pitt stars as a veteran Formula One driver in this high-octane racing film directed by Joseph Kosinski. It became his highest-grossing live-action movie, earning over $590 million worldwide. 2. World War Z 2013. A fast-paced zombie apocalypse thriller where Pitt plays a former UN investigator searching for a cure. It grossed over $540 million globally and remains a modern action horror benchmark. 3. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood 2019. Quentin Tarantino's nostalgic take on 1960s Hollywood, with Pitt delivering an Oscar-winning performance as easygoing stuntman Cliff Booth. 4. Fight Club 1999. David Fincher's subversive cult classic featuring Pitt as the charismatic and chaotic Tyler Durden. Iconic quotes and themes have made it endlessly rewatchable. 5. Inglourious Basterds 2009. Another Tarantino collaboration, with Pitt leading a team of Nazi-scalping soldiers as Lieutenant Aldo Raine, known for its sharp dialogue and explosive set pieces.
6. C7 Ian, 1995. Fincher's grim psychological thriller pairing Pitt with Morgan Freeman as detectives, hunting a serial killer inspired by the 7 deadly sins, famous for its shocking twist ending. 7. Troy, 2004. Epic adaptation of the Iliad, with Pitt as the near-invincible warrior Achilles. A grand-scale spectacle that drew massive audiences worldwide. 8. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, 2005. Sexy action comedy co-starring Angelina Jolie as married assassins who discover their targets for each other. Sparked real-life romance and huge commercial success. 9. Ocean's 11, 2001. Stylish heist remake with Pitt as Rusty Ryan and George Clooney's slick crew. Cool, charismatic, and the launch of a fun franchise. 10. Snatch, 2000. Guy Ritchie's frenetic crime comedy featuring Pitt's hilarious, nearly incomprehensible Irish boxer Mickey, packed with quotable lines and chaotic energy. These films highlight Pitt's incredible range and enduring appeal across decades. Want more? Here are 7 rare facts about Brad Pitt. 1. Deep passion for architecture and design. Pitt is a self-taught architecture enthusiast who has studied computer-aided design under renowned architect Frank Gehry. He once collaborated on a limited edition furniture line and has been deeply involved in sustainable building projects. 2. Banned from China for nearly 20 years. After starring in 7 Years in Tibet, 1997, which portrayed the Dalai Lama positively, Pitt was banned from entering China until around 2016, when the restriction was quietly lifted. 3. Sued over a wedding ring design. In 2001, Pitt sued jewelry company Damiani International, claiming the unique wedding ring he designed for Jennifer Aniston was meant to be exclusive, but the company began selling replicas while implying celebrity endorsement. 4. Turned down iconic roles. Pitt passed on the lead role in The Matrix, which went to Keanu Reeves, and was advised by managers to decline American Psycho due to its violent content potentially alienating fans. 5. Amateur sculptor and potter. Beyond acting, Pitt creates his own sculptures and pottery, describing it as a very lonely occupation. In 2022, he publicly exhibited some of his ceramic and sculptural works at a museum in Finland. 6. His favorite film is a box office flop. Among all his movies, Pitt has named The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford, 2007, as his personal favorite, despite it being one of his lowest-grossing films. 7. Pilot's planes. Pitt holds a single-engine land pilot's license and is known to fly small aircraft himself.
Let's talk more about Fact 2. Pitt being banned from China for nearly 2 decades for starring in 7 Years in Tibet. Pitt chose to star in 7 Years in Tibet, 1997, for several key reasons tied to his career stage and personal interests in the mid-1990s. Career ambition and challenging roles. Coming off acclaimed performances in films like Interview with the Vampire, 1994, C7, 1995, and 12 Monkeys, 1995, Pitt sought to expand his range beyond heartthrob roles. The project offered a dramatic lead as Austrian mountaineer Heinrich Harrer, an arrogant explorer who undergoes profound personal transformation through his experiences in Tibet and friendship with the young Dalai Lama. Sources describe it as an opportunity to spread his wings and take his rising stardom to new heights, literally, given the Himalayan setting.
Personal impact and immersion. Pitt described the filming experience as life-changing. In a 1997 interview, he noted, "For an audience it's 2 hours, but for me, it's a half year of living." And this one particularly. Being in a different culture for so long, you couldn't help but walk out of there with something. The role involved intense preparation, including mountain climbing training in the Alps, which aligned with the story's themes of adventure, ego, redemption, and spiritual growth, elements that resonated with him. Prestige and story appeal. Directed by Jean-Jacques Annaud, known for The Name of the Rose, the film was a big-budget adaptation of Harrer's real-life 1952 memoir, featuring stunning visuals, John Williams' score, and themes of Buddhism and nonviolence. It was seen as a prestigious vehicle that likely wouldn't have been greenlit without a major star like Pitt attached. The budget was around 70 million CL. Despite the film's sympathetic portrayal of Tibet and criticism of China's 1950 invasion, which led to Pitt, along with co-star David Thewlis and the director, being banned from entering China for nearly 2 decades, there are no public statements from Pitt expressing regret over his involvement. He has reflected positively on the immersive experience, and the ban was later lifted. He visited China in 2014 and 2016. The controversy stemmed from the Chinese government's view of the movie as propagandistic and offensive, not from Pitt's personal motivations.
There is no big success without big failure. Pitt has had an extraordinarily successful career in life by most measures, but like anyone, he's faced setbacks, regrets, and public scrutiny. These failures are drawn from his own reflections in interviews, box office disappointments, and personal challenges. Note that many of these have led to growth, as Pitt has often spoken about learning from mistakes. Here are 10 of Pitt's biggest perceived failures in life and career. 1. Struggles with alcohol and sobriety. Pitt has been open about his heavy drinking, which he says became an escape and contributed to personal issues. He got sober around 2016-2017, attending AA meetings, and has described it as taking things as far as I could take it before changing. 2. Divorce from Angelina Jolie and family strain. The 2016 split after a reported plane incident led to an 8-year contentious divorce, finalized in 2024. Sources close to Pitt say he acknowledges his mistakes and that the toxic situation deeply affected his relationships. 3. Damaged relationship with his children. Pitt's biggest regret is the strained bond with his 6 children, some of whom have distanced themselves or dropped his last name. He has expressed sorrow over being unable to fully repair this. 4. Regret over leaving. Jennifer Aniston. Some reports claim Pitt viewed ending his marriage to Aniston in 2005 amid rumors of an affair with Jolie as one of his biggest mistakes, reflecting on it years later with hindsight.
5. Performance regrets in Troy, 2004. Pitt has called Troy a career shift he regrets, saying he felt obligated to do it for the studio after pulling out of another project, and he made mistakes in how he approached the role. 6. Disliking his own work in 12 Monkeys, 1995. Despite an Oscar nomination, Pitt has said he can't stand his performance in the second half of the film, feeling he didn't execute it as intended. 7. Box office bomb, Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas, 2003. Voicing the lead in this animated film, it became a massive flop, losing over $100 million, nearly bankrupting DreamWorks and marking a low point in commercial success. 8. Financial and critical flop, The Assassination of Jesse James, 2007. A personal favorite of Pitt's, but it grossed only $15 million against a $30 million budget, resulting in personal financial losses as a producer-star. 9. Recent underperformers like Babylon, 2022. The ambitious film grossed just $65 million against a high budget, seen as a commercial disappointment despite critical praise for Pitt's performance. 10. Turning down roles that became icons. Pitt has passed on major hits like The Matrix, Neo, and roles in The Shawshank Redemption, later joking it would take 2 nights to list great films he missed, though he often says he has no major regrets as the roles belong to others. Pitt has frequently emphasized growth from these experiences, saying things like, "No matter the mistake, you just learn from it and move on." At 62, he's in a positive place with new successes like F1.
Today's conclusion. 10. Quick but vital lessons from Brad Pitt's life. Brad Pitt's journey, from a Missouri kid with odd jobs to global superstar, through fame, heartbreak, addiction, and redemption, offers profound insights. Here are 10 essential lessons distilled from his experiences and reflections. 1. Growth comes from discomfort. Pitt has said happiness is overrated and conflict is necessary. Embracing challenges, not avoiding them, leads to real personal evolution. 2. Success can be a trap. He warns that fame and achievement often shift focus outward, pulling you away from self-reflection. True fulfillment requires looking within, not chasing external validation.
3. Family and love are what endure. On his deathbed insight from a hospice friend, people regret lost loves, not awards or money, Pitt calls family a risky venture, but says he'd take it all because the greater the love, the greater the potential reward. 4. Mistakes are teachers, not endings. From regretting roles to personal failings, Pitt emphasizes learning and moving on. No matter the mistake, you just learn from it. 5. Sobriety unlocks clarity. After years of heavy drinking, getting sober in 2016-2017 was transformative. He described vulnerability and owning flaws as really freeing. 6. Perception shapes your reality. I believe you make your day, you make your life. So much of it is all perception. Taking responsibility for your mindset changes everything.
7. Wisdom beats youth. At 62, Pitt says he'd take wisdom over youth any day. Aging brings perspective that no amount of beauty or energy can replace. 8. Risk is required for reward. You must lose everything in order to gain anything. Whether in relationships, career choices, or personal change, playing it safe limits growth. 9. Stay curious and creative. From architecture and sculpture to pottery and flying planes, Pitt's diverse passions outside acting keep him grounded and inspired. 10. Authenticity matters most. Despite decades in the spotlight, he's increasingly valued being real, flaws and all, over maintaining a perfect image. Pitt's life reminds us that even icons struggle, reflect, and grow. The key is to keep evolving with honesty and heart.
Finally, we close with 10 of Brad Pitt's best quotes. Brad Pitt is known not just for his iconic roles, but also for his thoughtful, introspective interviews over the years. Here are 10 of his most memorable and widely cited quotes on life, happiness, success, relationships, and personal growth. 1. On regrets and what truly matters. I had a friend who worked at a hospice, and he said people in their final moments don't discuss their successes, awards, or what books they wrote, or what they accomplished. They only talk about their loves and their regrets, and I think that's very telling. 2. On happiness. Happiness is overrated. There has to be conflict in life. 3. On family and simple joys. I have very few friends. I have a handful of close friends, and I have my family, and I haven't known life to be any happier. 4. On self-perception and control. I believe you make your day, you make your life. So much of it is all perception, and this is the form that I built for myself. I have to accept it and work within those compounds, and it's up to me. 5. On success. Success is a beast, and it actually puts the emphasis on the wrong thing. You get away with more instead of looking within.
Personally, I like aging. With age comes wisdom, and I have said it before and I say it again, I will take wisdom over youth any day. It was actually really freeing just to expose the ugly sides of yourself. There's great value in that. A family is a risky venture, because the greater the love, the greater the loss. That's the trade-off. But I'll take it all. Who cares what I think China should do? I'm a Fing actor. They hand me a script. I act. I'm here for entertainment. Basically, when you whittle everything away, I'm a grown man who puts on makeup. You must lose everything in order to gain anything. These quotes showcase Pitt's reflective side, often drawn from his experiences with fame, fatherhood, and personal challenges. Happy 62nd birthday again to Brad, and let's be wise, reflective, and keep progressing every day and decade like Brad. I'm Quote Guy. Follow and subscribe my YouTube and IG to get 1% wiser every day to be the 1%. Carpe diem, guys.